Oh, well, hello, everybody. Happy
Hello.
Friday. Welcome to Optimus Fantasy Football. I'm Nate Polvogt, joined by my Friday co-host for the Friday Vibes, Mr. Keith Flemming. We're not on an island. I kind of wish we were. We're getting into fall, starting to get colder. I mean, not down where you are. You're in Georgia.
It was in the 40s. I don't like that this morning.
Ew. It was 35 when I left the house this morning. It's up to 60 now, but we're supposed to get
It was
snow
70.
next week.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's nice, but those mornings, man, I'm like, damn, I got to put on a hoodie.
Well, and that humid cold, man. Like, that just hits so much different. We are a pet-friendly show, folks. Always and forever. Well, it's Friday, Keith, which means we're almost into the Week 10 slate. It's one of the less exciting slates we've had in quite a while. I'm not super excited about anything outside. I think the Los Angeles-San Francisco game, that one might be fun. I mean, really,
you're not thrilled about Atlanta, Indy, and Germany that we can put a nail in our season?
I can't wait to sleep through the first 30 minutes of that game before I have to get up for our start-sit show.
I guess it is like 6 a.m. for you. So,
yep. We got this in the chat. Vivi Mochito. Yes, we do give advice, guys. Throw it in here. That's the whole point of this show.
Now, whether it's good advice, I can't guarantee that, but I will give you advice.
Hey, now, we do give pretty good advice on this show, but if you're here watching, drop your questions in the chat. And if you're listening to the podcast version or watching the replay on YouTube, you can find us on Discord. We can answer all your questions. Link for Discord is in the chat, guys. You can check that out. But yes, if you've got questions, toss them in here, and we've got our first one, Keith. Tron Force 8199 on YouTube needs 2 wide receivers in a flex from this group here. It is PPR. Nico Collins with Davis Mills, Chris Olave with Tyler Shuck, Deebo Samuel with Marcus Mariota, and then Devonta Smith versus the Packers, and then Jaylen Warren. Which direction are you going with this, Keith?
I can't sit Collins, so I'll start there. Like, I know it's not ideal with Davis Mills. Like, get it. I really do, but I can't sit Nico Collins. He gets way too much volume. Yeah. And I think that, Houston doesn't have a good enough run game to be able to just run the ball. Like, that's just not something that they can do. Nick Chubb may miss this game. So I would definitely put him in there. And then I think I'd take my chances with Devonta Smith versus Green Bay, because there is some bad weather games this week. One of them is supposed to be the Washington-Detroit games. That's probably where I would normally say I would go, but they're calling for like 15 to 25 mile an hour winds in that game. It's not like Mariota's a great quarterback anyway. And Devonta Smith has been getting consistent volume. I know there's been several games in the last month. He's actually had a higher target share than A.J. Brown. And the Packers are not afraid to blitz. And believe it or not, Jalen Hurts has been great versus the blitz this year. I don't really understand that because that's not normally what he does, but numbers are numbers. So I'd probably lean Devontae and Nico Collins, but I will say I'm interested to see what Olave does without Shaheed, with Tyler Shuck. I did not like what I saw last week, and that's why I don't think I can go there.
Okay, look, I'm going Deebo.
Okay.
Because, well, here's the thing. They can't really run the ball. So what if Deebo starts getting a bunch of backfield work with Mariota at quarterback? I could see it happen. Who are you flexing, though? Because I think I'm flexing Jaylen Warren.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. I forgot about that part. Yes, I would definitely flex Warren. I mean, he's the back. I appreciate that when I thought I had stole Kenneth Gainwell in several leagues and, got a guy who's going to get a lot of carries, but Pittsburgh realized Jaylen Warren is by far their best back. They should roll with that.
No, they 100% should, and they are. They're doing it. Mexify over on Twitch has a question. Mexify, please drop it in the chat, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. We've got this one from Vivi Mochito. First question here from them. Should I give Kittle and Etienne for Josh Jacobs?
I mean, without knowing the rest of your roster, I think I would say yes. But it would be close. I mean, if there's a decent tight end out there, because I do think that we're still going to see Kittle have like a 3-4 week stretch where he's going to have some monster games, especially if they continue to run the ball so much better, which it just shows what he is as a blocker, that CMC is all of a sudden now killing people on the ground that he's returned. And, the Packers, like Jacobs is going to get all the volume to where we've seen with ETN, like they give away the third down work. They give away the red zone touches sometimes. Like ETN's been good, but it's kind of a crappy situation for fantasy.
Yeah, I would move off Etienne if I can. I'm going to assume that you have other tight end options that are serviceable.
If they're definitely out there, probably on the waiver wire anyway.
Cade Otton. Just go get Cade Otton. Just saying, I've been preaching that for weeks. Yeah, I think this is
Taylor's a good move. Still out there. He's going to get huge volume rest season, like outside of Garrett Wilson, who are the Jets throwing it to. I mean, there's guys out. Dalton Schultz, I bet it's available in a lot of leagues. And I'm with you on Otton this week. I think Cade's maybe a top 5 tight end with Tampa's injuries at receiver.
Oh, I 100% could see it.
New England's awful versus tight ends too.
Oh, they're terrible. We talked him up a bit on the DFS show, so I'm with you. I think that he's a good play this week. I think he's a good play most weeks. As soon as their wide receiver core gets banged up, they're going to be without Evans and Godwin again this week. We see some of that volume filter to Cade Otton. It happened last season too, so I don't know why.
And the McMillan news is not great either. So to your point, like Otton, we know Evans is not coming back. They've already said that Godwin's going to be well. McMillan is still wearing a brace. And I guess broke his neck. So
yeah, it's not good.
It's going to be a lot of running backs. Puka, you're going to throw in some Sterling Sharp, and that's going to mean a lot of volume for Cade.
Yep. Okay. Here's one: Keenan Allen or Alec Pierce this week. I'm going to assume PPR. I'm in a PPR vacuum. I'm going to go Alec Pierce just because I like the touchdown upside.
I know it's going to sound like a homer because I'm a Falcons fan, but the defense has been good versus the pass overall. Believe it or not, Demario Douglas is the wide receiver thus far that's burned us. By far the worst. I'm terrified, though, of us trying to stop Jonathan Taylor. Like, that's what scares me. Our run defense is not as good as the numbers. And I just so I think that's going to be a heavy game script. And then I just think Keenan, Allen, Ladd, and Gadsden all rest of season got a huge uptick with the terrible news that they've now lost their second top 10 offensive tackle this season. With Joe Alt now joining Slater, being done for the year. It's going to be a lot more quick passing. And the guy that I feel bad for is if you're a QJ owner, it's rough. So, I just think Allen's going to get a lot of volume. The Chargers are going to be a team that's throwing a lot. They already, I think, have the second highest throw percentage in the NFL. And I think the Colts coming off a loss are going to really try to run the ball down the Falcons' throat.
So I want to point this out because this is definitely true. And this is look, Alec Pierce is a long ball guy. The Falcons don't run a ton of single high, or don't they run a ton of single high? They do. Alec Pierce has the second highest yards per route run against single high. Could be a big game for him. Look, I'm never going to bet on it being a big game for Alec Pierce. Not ever, but they do happen, and these are the kind of situations where I think they do. Though if you're playing it safe, Keenan Allen's a good play. You can't really go wrong with either one of these guys, in my opinion. They're pretty much in the same tier for me. We've also got Alf Sucks at Mock Drafting saying this. The Jets got A.D. Mitchell, who apparently they're really high on. I could see him getting a run late in the year. Do you think there's anything to that? I mean, the Jets teams will say that they're high on a lot of players, but it doesn't really pan out. I have a hard time believing they could possibly be high on A.D. Mitchell, in reality.
I mean, there's some metrics out there, separation-wise, he's a top 20 wide receiver for the second straight year. It's not a great quarterback situation for that, as much as I love Justin Fields for fantasy. But, yeah, I mean, again, is what I was saying with Taylor. Who else is getting targets outside of Garrett Wilson on a consistent basis for a team that's 1-7, gives up 30 points per game? And just the reality is they're going to be throwing a lot. So, yeah, I mean, he has the talent if they can, have a connection. And you never know with these things. Justin Fields has been really good when targeting Garrett Wilson. So maybe if AD Mitchell can continue to get open, he'll get, more targets here. Something happened with the Colts, and it wasn't just a fumble, because it just seemed like that. We obviously don't know what was going on, but the coaching staff did not like AD Mitchell at all. That was apparent.
We heard a lot post-draft when the Colts took him that there were attitude concerns, there were character concerns with AD Mitchell. Now you got to wonder how much that played in, which is why if he pops in New York, I'll be the first one to say I'm wrong, but I can't see it happening because I think there's two. If it's a character issue thing, this is the wrong locker room for that guy. They don't have a clear leader. So what are you going to do with an attitude? It's just, not that the Jets can get any worse. Right? Like, I guess take a stab at it. I don't know. We got Cinco de Manger, Keith on Twitch. That is Carly Manger, who runs our Optimus News account. Would you play Pop Douglas with Booty out in half PPR or Jalen Coker?
Oh, no, I'm playing Pop Douglas. It is unreal, guys, what he has done over the last month with a really good quarterback. He has not played more than 25% of the snaps, which that's going to change this week with Boudier out. And he's almost averaging 5 yards per route run right now. Has, put up over 200 yards receiving in those last 4 games. And again, I think that with Boudier being out, the Bucs are going to try to take Diggs away. I think that you can see Douglas have another big game and what I think has a chance to be a sneaky shootout Sunday between Tampa and New England.
This could be a sneaky shootout. New England's good. Can we just get over it, guys? They're good. This isn't the teams that we've had the last few years with Jared Mayo and the end of Bill Belichick. Mike Vrabel's a very competent coach. Drake May's playing exceptionally well.
Their run defense is incredible. First defense since 1950 did not allow any single rusher to go over 50 yards in their first 8 games.
This team is for real. You expect the defensive part with Vrabel being who he is.
Mm-hmm.
This offense is very good too. Outside of Ramondre Stevenson's drop issues, they've been really efficient. Yep. We've got this one on YouTube, Keith. July 12 is trading Saquon Barkley for Javonte Williams and Keenan Allen a good trade. That depends on what you think the rest of Saquon's season looks like, Keith. I don't know. Obviously, we knew he wasn't going to be a 1,000-yard rusher or 2,000-yard rusher again, but he's trending to barely be over 1,000 yards. I think he's trending for 1,100 yards right now. And that might be generous given he's had 2 really big games, and we don't know how many more of those we're going to get down the line. This is a team that isn't running the ball well. I would do it. If you're a team that's in contention and you can get a better running back than what you've got now, which I think Javonte Williams from a fantasy standpoint is right now a better running back, plus you get Keenan Allen on top of it, I'd do it.
It's close for me. I am a little concerned that Dallas's season seems to be unraveling. And obviously, if they start in a situation where they're down a lot like they were on Monday night, it's going to mean less volume for Williams. But to your point, he is not battling Jalen Hurts in the red zone for touchdowns, or when you get the ball down on the 1-yard line, they're not then doing, the Philly special or whatever, the tush push to get a touchdown for Hurts. They're going to get the ball to Javonte Williams in Dallas. And we've seen that just in the last couple of weeks. He's only rushed for 124 yards on 28 carries, but he's got 2 touchdowns because he's going to always get that red zone work. And then, like I said, I do like Keenan Allen, Ladd, and Gadsden rest of the season. It sucks for the Chargers as a team that wants to compete for a title, but having to get rid of the ball quicker is good news for players like Keenan Allen, Ladd, and Gadsden, who are not, running a ton of routes way down the field.
Yeah. I didn't see this with Keenan. We thought he was all just going to be kind of what he was really in Chicago last season, which was effective, but just not a high volume guy. And you love to see it at the end of his career. All right, he comes back to the Chargers. He gets to play with Justin Herbert a couple more years. And I think he has fantasy value rest of this season. And I think he'll have enough to be a flex play next season if he plays, just because he fits in so well in this offense. So And I do think you get a slight upgrade. As weird as it is to say, I think you're getting a slight upgrade with Javonte Williams over Saquon. So let's move on to this one here. Galaxy Pickers Keith. Trade Addison, Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, and Hunter Henry for Stephon Diggs and Woody Marks. Would you make this deal?
Yeah, if we still had Carson Wentz, which is insane to be bringing into the equation, I would not want Diggs over Addison because, I mean, Addison has been a beast with everybody but McCarthy. And maybe he will end up being a beast with McCarthy, but we don't know that, to where Diggs is only going to see more snaps as the season goes on. Maye is by far the second best deep ball passer in the NFL behind Sam Darnold, and he's the most accurate passer overall. I mean, the dude's completing like 75% of his passes. And then I think the running back, you're getting the better deal with Jayden Daniels, being done. Like JCM's production in games that they're trailing is nothing. And I think that Washington's going to be trailing a lot rest of the season. And Woody Marks has been kind of slowly taking over the Houston backfield, and he has the added upside if he catches passes.
Yep. Yeah, I think JCM's a mid at best running back. We wanted to hype him up. We love the late round guys, but this just isn't panning out.
Maybe with Jayden Daniels it would, right? Like if Daniels was healthy,
maybe
he had that other threat, of
maybe
him running.
Maybe. It's just right now, yeah, I'm taking the Diggs Mark side as well. We've got this from Alf Sucks at Mock Drafts. Torrey Horton's doubtful. This is in Seattle. Cooper Kupp is questionable along with A.J. Barner. And the Cardinals are also out of their top two corners, Will Johnson and Max Melton. Rashid Shaheed, the newest member of the Seahawks. Could he be due for a big game with his new team? What do you think, Keith?
Yeah. This is one of the smartest trades I've seen in a long time by like a fringe contender, because I mean, we all think Shaheed is pretty good, right? Like that, it's not that, but it's just pairing together like Darnold's strength with an elite burner. I mean, Darnold 81% catchable throw rate on passes of 20 plus air yards. Since 2014, and 97.4 PFF grade on passes that travel 20 plus air yards. And Rashid Shaheed has a PFF grade of 94.5 on passes that travel 20 plus air yards. And that was with quarterbacks not as accurate and as good at throwing the ball down the field as Sam Darnold is. And then not like to mention Clint Kubiak, who was there before Shaheed got hurt last year. Remember, he was going nuclear those first 6 games in the same system. So I think Shaheed could end up being incredible there. His numbers, if you made a 17-game pace from his 6 games with Kubiak last year, on pace for 116 targets, 57 catches, right at 1,000 yards, 17.5 yards per catch, and 9 touchdowns. So, yeah, like because they're going to be forced to throw it to him immediately. And it's not like teams can double cover him because you have JSN that can have 25 people on him and seem to catch like 7 balls for 100 yards every week.
And that's the thing for me. I love this trade for Shaheed, but this is the first time we've seen him with a really good quarterback, because before this season, it was Derek Carr and the occasional Taysom Hill. So, and Derek Carr was good at the deep ball, but he wasn't great at the deep ball. Sam Darnold,
not like Darnold. 81% of his balls,
81%
are catchable. That's insane.
That's insane. I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're all of a sudden massive upgrade in moving over to Sam Darnold from New Orleans. And Shaheed's the type of guy I could see. This is really what this offense has lacked, if you think about it. Like legit wide receiver 2 who can get down the field. Torrey Horton's been kind of the fill-in guy, but he's a late round dude out of the University of Colorado State. They're not a football school. I think that Shaheed could be a top 10 receiver rest of season, along with JSN. Like, we're talking like the way that we saw Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams coexist last season in New York with the worst of Aaron Rodgers we've ever seen. Right? But like Shaheed feels like that guy. He feels like that guy.
Remember what Seattle does too. They run those 2 tight end sets. Like they're in a personnel where they're not even that effective running the ball, but they go out big with either one or two receivers and they just pound it. And then it's play action with one of the best quarterbacks I've seen in a long time throwing the ball down the field. And now he has two elite guys at taking the top off of a defense. And again, I love JSN. He's one of the best receivers in football. I actually think Shaheed is a better deep threat than JSN. Like I can't think of any receiver in the last 10 years that it seems like so much early in their career, you like turn on the TV and they're walking in a 70 or 80 yard touchdown pass, right? Like that's what Shaheed does. He's a burner, man.
So now this question in regards to Shaheed and JSN. Right now, JSN's wide receiver 1 in standard. Got to click that over. He is wide receiver 2 in half PPR.
Chase.
With the addition of Rashid Shaheed, that provides some insulation for JSN as well, because now there's 2 elite deep receivers and speedy guys your defense has to focus on. That could take up 3 to 4 cornerbacks and coverage guys. How much better does JSN get?
I mean, I think the big thing is you could see Seattle throwing a lot more because, again, they are a very run-heavy team, and you kind of understand why, because you only have one guy that you can really count on when you need to move the ball. They thought Cooper Kupp was going to be that other guy. It just, whether he's old or injured, whatever, it's not working out. And I think I saw they've only thrown the ball, it's like 8 times down by more than 7 points this season. It's both something it's showing how much they run the ball to set up the play action and also showing their defense is really good. Yeah. And I just like JSN, could he take a baby step back? Yeah, he's averaging like 25 freaking points a game over the last month. Like he may take a step back, but it's still going to be really good.
Here's the thing. I don't think he takes a step back. I think he takes over the overall PPR wide receiver 1 by the end of the season with the addition of Shaheed. Because like I'm saying, now defenses have another elite piece they have to focus on. It's not just JSN. And I know maybe I'm jumping the gun on calling Shaheed elite, but here's the fact. He's a very good receiver who's been in a crap system for his entire career. He hasn't had good coaching. He hasn't had good coordinators. He hasn't had good quarterbacks. Him and Chris Olave both have suffered because of this. I'm interested to see what he will do in a just significantly better offense. And this too, it's also going to open up the run game for Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. You really extra have to respect his passing game now.
I don't know if anything can open up the running game for Charbonnet. Walker, I'll give you. Charbonnet is one of the least effective backs in the NFL. I mean, it's pretty rough. Yes. I mean, he's a physical back, which is good. He's going to get you 3 yards on every carry, but like he does not have many carries of 5 or more yards.
Right.
I'm a little surprised they don't give it more to Walker because he has the ability to actually put up big numbers. It's definitely going to make it easier. And again, they're going to be able to run the same offense they're running now, where they most of the time they're 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and they are, basically just pound it till you play action pass. And good luck stopping those guys if Darnold's going to throw it the way he has thus far this season.
Yep. Yeah. We've got Kazin671 on YouTube. They need to bench Charbonnet. Just roll with Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker managers, we agree. I have no Zach Charbonnet. Was uninterested. Carly dropping this, and I love this one. Are we excited for the thicker kicker, Keith? Do you know with which I speak? Harrison Mevis was signed by the Los Angeles Rams to replace Jason Carty because Jason Carty keeps missing big field goals.
Oh, I hate that. I met Carty's parents at the Senior Bowl 2 years ago. They were so nice. It's kind of sad.
It's a bummer.
Because I got to know them a little bit. They were really nice. And I just immediately think,
get it.
That sucks, man.
Well, they activated Mevis from the practice squad this week. He will be their starting kicker. Mevis is 5'11", 243 pounds. Big boy with a big leg.
Where'd he play?
He was at, let me pull this up here, to Missouri.
Because I would think I would have noticed a kicker that's that big, but I don't.
Well,
I'm going to look that up when we get done.
So here you go. Better start paying attention. Yeah.
To kickers? No thanks.
Oh, I love it. See, I love ranking kickers for the ECR competition because nobody else ranks them.
You're crazy.
I finished top 10 more than once in ranking.
Oh,
I'm
just saying that if you're thinking about kickers, I'm a little concerned about your mental, state at the moment because
I'm great.
They're kickers.
I feel great. Kickers' lives matter too. In fact, if my kid's gonna play football when he grows up, he better be a kicker.
You mean kickers' lives matter only when they're not doing something right? Like a kicker doesn't really get rewarded for being really good, but the minute you start missing field goals and it costs your team the game, everybody's like, "You suck."
Young Hoku blows one kick in week 1 and gets booted, but he's starting this week.
In fairness, it was like last year was really bad too. They actually lost 3 games because of him. Because I tried to get, Koo was our guy, so we wanted him to pull through, but it's not working. I hope it works out for him in New York, though.
We'll see. He gets another shot this weekend, so the downhole of Young Hoku should be documented. I don't disagree. It's been pretty wild.
We gave him a big contract too. Like he got some guaranteed money. It didn't work out too well for us. But we're the Falcons. When does anything work out too well for us?
Not ever. We've got Alan DeBlitz on YouTube. Keith, what are our thoughts on dropping Darnell Mooney for Parker Washington in full PPR? I say go for it, but have tempered expectations. Remember, Jacksonville just got Jacoby Myers. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really, as a Falcons fan, recommend holding on to Darnell Mooney. I mean, is it possible with some of the games that he put together the first half of the season that he ends up having, a good second half? You can say he's injured, sure. But from what I've seen, that's not going to happen. And then if Parker Washington continues to get slot snaps, which I think he will, it just may not be as high of a percentage, even with Jacoby Myers. Who else are they throwing it to? It's just like the question that I'm asking with the Jets. Like these teams that are bad and down a lot, you got to throw it somewhere. So we saw last week, what do you have? 9 for 70. Obviously, again, his target share is going to take a little hit, but not much. Like I still think he's going to get a good bit of volume. He's had, I think, 26 targets the last 3 weeks, basically since they started having all these injuries.
Yep. And guys, Jacoby Myers isn't that good. If he was, he wouldn't be on his third team.
You got me there. Yes, I would say he's no, it's not no lie. I'm just saying that it was just funny. That was not what I was expecting you to say. Is Jacoby Myers, he's not good.
He made it to the NFL. His mom should be proud. But when we're talking about this stuff, he's just kind of
You think we could cover him right now? We get out there.
Oh, hell no. I didn't say I'm 43 years old. No,
I'm saying could we? I'm saying me and you could try to cover him. You think we could zone him up and stop him? We're both pretty short, though, aren't we? That'd probably be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it would work. I don't know. Take me 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I probably could have covered him.
Who's reffing is my question, because I just basically mug them.
Kevin.
Like
Kevin referee for us.
Flag, and if I do, I'll be like, what? I barely touched him.
Well, and Kevin wouldn't throw the flag, so. And if you argued with Kevin, he's just going to throw you out anyway. We've got Kazin671 on YouTube, Keith. He wants to trade Trey McBride for Drake London, George Kittle, and Dallas Goedert. His current wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf, and Tet McMillan. McBride might skyrocket with Brissett as a QB. The team getting McBride is stacked: Saquon, Jacobs, JSN, Puka, and now McBride. If you're getting McBride back, then yes. Ooh. If you're getting McBride back, I would. I mean, I'm assuming dynasty here, but maybe I'm over assuming something. If it's redraft, I actually probably would not. Kittle and Goddard have plenty of, and I think that London's gonna. I mean, his volume's gonna bump, right? Like we're gonna see his value increase. Penix is starting to get it together at least a little bit. I don't know. How do you feel, Keith?
I would. You had me at London. Like I am not even for McBride trading Drake London. Plus, you're getting 2 suitable tight end replacements. London started bad this year. He was a little banged up, but his last 4 games, 31 receptions, 414 yards, 5 tutties. He has been a top 5 wide receiver for the week. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, with 2 weeks as the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. And if you go back and look at the last 3 games of last year with Michael Penix, there's a lot more top 5 weeks than there is what we saw the first, I think it was 3 weeks where he was, because he's all the way up to 4th in targets, 8th in receiving yards, 6th in fantasy points per game. And that was with the first 3 games having 16 receptions for 159 yards, 0 touchdowns. Again, he is 4th in targets. He's played 7 games. Not only have they already had their bye, but he missed a game. I mean, London is, I know it's, again, people don't watch the Falcons, and you're smart to not watch them. But I'm just saying, that dude, you want to talk about my buddy, we were just talking about Kevin, the condensed of all condensed offenses.
That's a fair point.
It is a bunch of Bijan, throw a ton to London, Pitts get some scraps. I mean, Moody ran 100% of routes last week and got 1 target, while London got 13, even with Christian Gonzalez being on him for a decent amount of the game. I think Drake London has a chance to be like wide receiver 1 rest of the season. Again, he's been top 5 the last 4 weeks, and they've actually played some pretty good defenses.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess I don't watch as much. Atlanta.
I mean, if it's like
I watch
tight end premium, it might be different, but
sure.
I just like McBride's good, but to me, he's not like a Bowers, right? Like McBride just doesn't take. I mean, how many games does he have with 100 receivers?
That's a fair point. You make a fair point. I mean, he's still the wide receiver 2 on that offense, but yes, you make.
He's great. It's not that, but I'm just saying, like, unless it's tight end premium, I just feel like you're getting a definitely top 10 wide receiver for probably the second. Actually, maybe 3rd or 4th tight end now, right? Because you got Tyler Warren. Obviously, Tucker Kraft's done for the year, but I mean, God, he was on his way to being a beast. And, I know Bowers had a bad game last night with Patrick Surtain on him, but we saw he's still that guy last week with that unbelievable performance versus Jacksonville.
Yeah. I mean, in our Vibes article this week, I kind of talked about that a little bit. We redrafted the first round. So go check that out on optimistfantasy.com. We redrafted the first round, and Bowers, I have him as a first round guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Carly says, go check it out. And hey, while Carly's here, I want to remind you guys, please head over to Blue Sky and check out the @news.optimistfantasy.com account, dropping all breaking news regarding injuries, fantasy football relevant players, and she is on it. She beat Ian Rappaport. That's right, Rap Sheet. She beat him by almost
Rap.
Suck it, Rap. She beat him by like 24 hours on some Jayden Daniels reporting. So if you like to stay in the know in fantasy football, guys, make sure you go follow us on Blue Sky @news.optimistfantasy.com.
And she's a lot more attractive than Rappaport too. I'm just saying.
Did you see him in person at the Senior Bowl?
I did not. No.
So are you going this year?
Hopefully probably.
To Mobile? Okay.
I mean, I've been the last 3 years, so more than likely.
Yeah. So if you go on Monday before practices start on Tuesday, and you go to this place called Dreamland, it's a barbecue place in Mobile. If you go there on Monday night, you'll run into James Palmer, Ian Rappaport, Andrew Siciliano, Phil Yates will walk in, all the ESPN guys come in. Apparently it's some of the best barbecue in the country. And these guys go there every Monday night for the Senior Bowl week.
I mean, I'm definitely down to try the barbecue for sure. You got me right there.
All right, we're getting you to Dreamland at the Senior Bowl this year.
I thought you were going to tell me it was like a strip joint or something.
No.
Dreamland, I'm like,
no.
It sounds like where Rappaport might be hanging out is, strip clubs and stuff. The buffet's really good, though.
He was just, right. He's just a lot shorter than I expected was all. All right, we've got Quinn Lenardi on YouTube. Wants to know, trade Deebo Samuel and Breece Hall for Javonte Williams. I'm going to assume PPR here. Yeah, I think you're getting an upgrade. Again, Deebo's been so hit or miss most of
when Daniels lately. Is like basically done for the year. So, I mean,
so you can't trust it.
I'm okay with it. I mean, the Jets offense is really bad. I know that Breece had his best game in quite some time, but don't forget, people, it was against the Bungles, who have given up over 1,000 yards their last 2 games. Like, it's unbelievable. They scored 38 freaking points in consecutive games and lost them both. First team in the history of the NFL to do it. Chase Brown's just calling their defense out. So I would just tamper expectations with that Jets offense, because we've seen some really bad weeks as well, as much as I want it to work for Justin Fields. And, I like a lot of those guys on that team, but you're getting Javonte Williams, who again is the unquestioned number one back. He's going to get all the red zone touches. You have the same deal with Brees that, I was kind of talking about with Hurts and Barkley, where you're going to have, Fields taking touchdowns in the red zone. You're not going to have that in Dallas. And the offense, I think, is going to continue to be really good. I know it didn't look at Monday night. When you have Pickens, Lamb, the weapons they do, Dak Prescott, they're going to score points, and Williams is going to benefit.
Yep. Why couldn't we have gotten this version of him in Denver?
I mean, in fairness, I think that the kind of injury he had takes multiple years to get back to where he was, because he was really good. You remember before he blew out his knee that rookie season. And I remember. I always forget you're a Denver fan. That, that makes a difference, though, right? Like, who knows how long it takes to recover, not just physically, but mentally, right? Where you're not probably terrified every time you're about to get hit, your leg's going to snap.
Yeah. I mean, most of my severe injuries are when I was younger, so I just didn't think about it. Like, you hurt yourself and you just go out and you run around. Then you get into like your 20s and 30s and it does get a little scary. We've got this one from Kaysen671, more of just a statement here after all of that trade talk on their end. They're then going to try and flip Kittle or Goddard plus one of their running backs for Tyler Warren. I love that strategy. If you can get Tyler Warren, it's a good day.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts proved they are all in this season with the Sauce trade. So, and I like it. Like, I think that, I know it's a fair point to say, do you really think that they're going to beat, like, probably two of Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen in the playoffs, Drake Maye? Like, it's a fair question, but when is Indy going to be this close, right? Like, when have they been this close since Manning has left? Like, not really at all. So I respect going after it. And Sauce is, I think people are kind of forgetting how good he can be. And cornerback's one of the most important positions in the NFL. And he's actually better at zone than people think. And I almost wonder if that's going to help him getting away from being man-to-man, where, you're going to get burnt versus his receivers. That's just football. But if you're playing zone and he really commits to it, like, that's somebody with elite hands, reaction time, etc., who's not having to worry about not having help over the top all the time.
Plus, he can accelerate.
Yep.
Like, here's what I love about Indy, and this is what I see going on there. And this is why I think this is going to become the norm for this franchise moving forward. I mean, Jim Irsay, for all of his weirdness and faults, was a really good owner. The players loved him. The community loved him. And he's got 3 daughters now running the team who grew up as a part of this franchise. Yep. So this is all they know when they care and they want to win. And you've seen that with Carly on the sidelines, taking notes, making sure, like, I'm understanding what the hell's going on with this team, so I'm making the right decisions. And I've seen people poke fun at her about it, which I think is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what? I wish I saw Jerry Jones down on the damn sidelines taking notes instead of sitting up in the press box like an asshole. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys would be better. Like, these are the kinds of interactions I want to see from sports owners, because that tells the team, one, I care what's happening. I'm paying attention, and I'm not just here for the money and the paycheck at the end of the day, regardless if this team wins or loses. That culture carries into the locker room too. And you've got guys like Daniel Jones, who we had written him off. Look how well he's playing in a system that it's very obvious ownership wants his team to win, and that culture spreading through the entire locker room. You can feel it when they step on the field. You can see it. I love this. And I love this Indy team. I liked Jim Irsay. Again, for all of his weirdness, good owner. These Indy teams are going to be good for a long time. I believe that the ownership now is going to make moves to keep them relevant. They're going to fill the holes they need to fill. They're going to get the players they need to get. They're going to be active in the draft and the offseason. It's going to be fun to watch this organization grow.
No, I completely agree. I think most of the people, though, that were talking smack, they just have they're jealous and being haters because they're like, oh, why is a woman getting to do that? I want to do it. And it's like, dude, grow up.
She's freaking smarter than you are.
I mean, it's just
deal
like,
with it.
I can't stand that stuff. And Indy gets it. It's something the Falcons still have not figured out. Games are still won in the trenches. And Indy has arguably the best offensive line in football. Their defensive line, which was really bad just a few years ago now, is really a strength of their team. Like they win at the line of scrimmage. And it's amazing. Look how much better you were talking about Daniel Jones. That's why he's so much better. He never had an offensive line like this in New York. Nothing close. And with that time, he's looked really good. They need to get home field advantage. I will say that. Like if they have to go on the road, I do worry about it. Like I think Daniel Jones is going to turn that guy that feasts indoors and may struggle as it gets, cold outdoors. But I do think that they have a team. Like when you have Jonathan Taylor, that offensive line, Shane Steichen's a great coach. I'm pulling for him, man.
Yeah, me too. People of Indianapolis deserve a win. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We got this one in the chat here, Keith. Vikings fan 1884. Man, you are old, bro. Congratulations on kicking in. Should I start Njoku or Parker Washington this weekend? I'm really high on Harold Fannin this week. Higher than most. I've got him at.
Are you worried about though, like the injury? Because like he had no injury, and then Wednesday he did something with his. I think it was.
But
his
he practiced it. Yes and no.
Yeah, but that always scares me when something shows up out of nowhere. I just get a little leery. It's a great matchup for him and Njoku. That's what I was gonna say. I think I like Njoku over Washington. Houston's the best defense in the NFL. And they're also calling for bad weather for this Cleveland game. And I mean, not that Dylan Gabriel can really push it down the field anyway. So I think that it's going to be a lot of Njoku and Fannin. And I have a feeling they're going to dump the Jets. I mean, just remember, Fields took 9 sacks facing Denver, who, yes, they have the best pass rush in the NFL, but not far behind it is Cleveland. And you can't run the ball on Cleveland. So that means that it's going to be tough sledding for Brees and Fields. So I think the Browns have a good chance to roll. That's good for Njoku, Fannin. And obviously, I think Jukins is also going to come back, have a big game this week.
Yep. I'm very high. I've got him in my top 10 running backs. Not a lot to be excited about in Cleveland, but I'm glad that we've got Judkins and that we've got David Njoku and we've got Harold Fannin.
They had a really good draft. I mean, like they can hang their hat on that. I mean, they got an extra first rounder next year. You got an elite interior defensive lineman. Like
they screwed the pooch at quarterback, though.
They did, but I feel like when you're taking picks that late, you're just waiting. And actually, it makes sense to me. They say that not this class coming up this year, but the one after is like loaded with quarterbacks and wide receivers. And I think you're seeing with some of these Jets, Browns, etc., that they're sort of trying to stockpile to where, let's have a really good team minus a quarterback and then hopefully hit one of those guys in class with, more studs than we've had obviously last year. I mean, you see Cam Ward's the best quarterback in the class. And then there's not a lot of guys coming out this year that people are like dying to get.
Keith, Jackson Dart was the best quarterback in this class.
No, what I was saying with Cam Ward is that was what everybody said.
I know. Well, they did, and everybody was wrong except for a handful of people.
I hope that Daboll doesn't kill Dart because he's fighting for his job. And I've watched a lot of the games. It scares me how much they're running him. When it's like the season's over, dude. It's like you've already lost Scadaboo and Neighbors. Do you want to try to lose your quarterback too? Like I get you're fighting for your job, but come on, man.
Is Ted McMillan to start this week?
I mean, I think he is most weeks, right? Like he just gets so much volume. New Orleans is not a great secondary.
No. This is a week where in DFS you should be playing Carolina's defense. You can pay down against a bad offense.
Poor Olave. Do you think there'll be 4 or 5 guys on him with Sheehy gone now, like every play?
Just look, you got your 4 down linemen. Everybody else covers Chris Olave. Right? That's all you have to do. No, it's ugly over there, man. It is ugly. But what's hopefully not ugly.
Couldn't happen to a worse franchise. Screw you, Saints, as a Falcons fan.
Tom Benson's kind of a dick, isn't he?
I mean, I'm serious. There's no other organization in any other sport that I hate as much as I hate the Saints. And they hate us too. It's impressive, man. Like it's a rivalry most people don't understand because we both suck most of the time, but we hate each other, man.
Okay, but see, I was a CU fan I'm still a very big CU fan, and there were a lot of lean years where both them and Nebraska were absolutely horrible. But the one thing you looked forward to was
Rock
those two
fight.
kicking the
Yep.
shit out of each other every year because they
Yep.
were just both bad. But with that, hopefully you don't have a bad weekend. Have a good one. We hope you enjoyed wrapping up your Friday with Keith and I here on Friday Vibes. I will be back Sunday morning with Lou Brunson to do our Start Sit show. That is at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube and Twitch. Then I'll be live Sunday night with Kevin for The Express to break down everything that happened on Sunday. In a fantasy perspective, we usually run about 2 hours. Come and join us. A lot of really
Minus
good
240
information coming on that
odds.
show.
Kevin has a hat on backwards for that show.
Well, I've never seen Kevin wear a hat forwards.
I haven't either. That's what I'm saying. I said minus 240. Yeah.
Yeah. I minus like 800 because he doesn't go without a hat.
Maybe I'll work something out with him. I'm getting those kind of ads. Like I'll split it with you, Kev.
No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I want to see it. I want to see Kevin show up for the show without a hat. I'll do the same.
Do you see his bleached blonde hair picture from high school? He sent that to like me and Stacy not too long ago. It was amazing. I don't think
I've seen it.
He brought it up randomly on the waiver wire show we used to do, and we had to keep hounding him about it. But eventually he did supply it, and it's amazing. Like baby Kev with like the what do you call it? The bleached tips.
Oh yeah, frosted tips, baby.
Yeah, frosted
I had
tips.
those too. It was ridiculous. Yeah. It was punk rock in the late 90s, man. I thought we looked cool. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to get out of here. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate it on our trek to 1,000 subscribers so we can bring you even more beautiful, amazing content. If you are listening to the audio version, make sure you follow us on your favorite podcasting platform and like this audio podcast. We appreciate it so much. And tell your friends that we helped you win Week 10 of fantasy football. For Keith Flemming, I'm Nate Polvogt, guys. I'll see you on Sunday, and we'll see you on Monday night for the Waiver Wire Show.